Welcome student, welcome to our YouTube channel Chemistry Table. If you don't watch the previous video, then this is my request to watch the previous video, and if you think this channel is helpful for your board examination class 10, then subscribe this YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the all notification. This channel is completely based on your board pattern of class 10, and as an ICSE school teacher I know it definitely what is the way to write down the answer, what is the way to get the full marks in your board paper. Already I uploaded this type of videos. Go to the video section and watch this video. This will be very helpful for your board examination. I already covered the 9 part of this chapter, acid, bases and salt. Today we have the part 10. In this part I am going to discuss about the acidity of a base. The term is very important. Now today our main topic is bases because acids already completed. Now look at the board. The acidity of a base. See, term. It is a base but its acidity. It is not an acid, it is a base. But what is the acidity of a base? Look at the board. Suppose I choose a compound NaOH. If this compound in aqueous medium means water. If in aqueous medium after dissociation produce NaOH, so Na plus OH minus. If in aqueous medium, mind it, in aqueous medium or in molten state, anyone. Molten state, anyone. First clear the concept, later I will give the definition for your board exam. So when any compound in aqueous medium or in molten state produce OH minus ion, that is hydroxyl ion, then it is called a base. It is simple definition of base. Okay. I already discussed what is the proper definition. If you write down this definition, it is for understanding purpose. But what is the proper definition of the base for your board exam? I already uploaded in previous videos. Watch this video first. So for concept, what is a simple base? When it produced OH minus, where in aqueous or molten state. Okay, now tell me, what is the number of OH minus? How many OH minus here will produce? 1. Okay, suppose I choose CaOH whole twice. It is also same aqueous or molten state. See, Ca, calcium always 2 plus. Okay, keeping in your mind a shortcut, always here what is the number of OH? 2. So keeping in your mind always the other number raised to the power. See, other number raised to the power. I will give one formula for you. Okay, wait. And here OH, how many OH? 2. So 2 OH minus. So in previous case, what is the number of OH? What is the number? 1. Here, what is the number? 2. Now here, suppose whole 3. Now I already told other number raised to the power. So Al3 plus how many OH here? 3. So 3 OH minus. So here, see, 1 OH minus, 2 OH minus, 3 OH minus. So what is the acidity of a base? Here the number of OH minus is 1, so its acidity is 1. Its acidity 2. Its 3. So that's why it is called monoacidic base. See, acidic base. So that's why it is called monoacidic base. Simple, it is called diacidic base. It is called triacidic base. Do you understand? So what is the acidity of a base? The number of hydroxyl ion produced after dissociation in aqueous or molten state. So write down in simple word, the acidity of a base indicates the number of hydroxyl ion within bracket OH minus will produce after dissociation in aqueous or molten state. We already have 3 examples. 1, 2, 3. So write down this example. Now the definition, proper definition. Okay, so this is done. Now for board, what is the proper definition? See, same concept, the number of what? Hydroxyl ions within bracket OH minus that can be produced. Okay, that can be produced. See, look at the board. Here the number 1, 2, 3, but here what is the number of the compound? How many compounds are present here? 1. See, calcium hydroxide. What is the number of calcium hydroxide? Always look at the first. 1 sodium hydroxide, 1 calcium hydroxide, 1 aluminum hydroxide. So keeping in your mind the number of hydroxyl group produced, that can be considered only when you take one molecule here. You cannot tell 2 or 3 molecule here. So here 3OH minus will form. Give focus. 3OH minus will form from where? From per molecule of aluminum hydroxide. So 3 produced here from one molecule or per molecule of aluminum hydroxide. Here 2OH will form from where? From 1 molecule of calcium hydroxide. So in the left hand side you have to take always 1. So that can be produced per molecule. That can be produced per molecule. Per molecule of what? This is called per molecule of a base. Done? See, per molecule of a base in where? In where? Aqueous state. In per molecule of base in aqueous state or molten state. Okay, is it visible? Wait. Yes, it is visible. So this is the proper definition of the acidity of the base. You have to read in this way. First, don't memorize the definition that I told previously, that one liner, then 3 example, then the proper definition. Now in this definition I already told and I already uploaded the video what is the proper way to write down the answer in your board. Okay, what is the proper way? So I already uploaded this video. Watch this video, and in that video I told underline the term properly. The number of hydroxyl ion, key term, that can be produced where? That can be produced per molecule in aqueous state. These 3 are, if you underline this, then it is not important to underline any one of these. So hydroxyl ion per molecule in aqueous medium. So complete. Done. So this is the concept. Now we have another definition. Okay, this second definition, same definition of what? Definition of the same acidity of a base. That was written here lower portion. This is the definition of the acidity of base, but I will try to give another type. This second type, just for understanding purpose, don't memorize this. If in exam this definition will come, acidity of a base, write down this definition that was written in the lower portion with examples. So several times I told was the previous video where I discuss how to write down the answer in board, then you have a clear idea about this. So the second definition, for just for understanding purpose, see, suppose I choose a base, but I do not know what is the formula of the base. It is marked by the letter X. Okay, this base reacts with an acid, suppose hydrochloric acid. All of you know, I do not know the what is the formula of this base, but it is marked by X. So when this X react with hydrochloric acid, all of you know when acid and base react, produce salt plus water only. Okay, now look at the board. Why this word only is important? Already that discussed in the previous part. So look at the board. When acid and bases react, always produce salt and water only. Now suppose, since I do not know what is the formula of base, so also I do not know what is the formula of salt, but water will form, no? So the formula of the water is fixed. Okay, suppose when hydrochloric acid reacts with, suppose, a base NaOH, what is the product? Salt and water. So see, look at the board. Water means H and this OH, so water will form along with what? Salt, so NaCl. Now my concern is that in that definition, I mean in second type of definition, since I do not know what is the formula of base, but you can predict the definition of the acidity of the base from this concept. How? See, since in acid, look at the board, since in acid, what is the number of H atom? Here only one. Okay, here only one H atom are present. Okay, so see, when acid and bases react, there is no H, there is no OH. H means acid, OH means bases. There is no H and no OH. But in water, see, water, if you cleavage, it will form H and OH, no? Cleavage. So if in question paper it is written two water, okay, so tell me two water means what is the number of OH minus ion here? See here, one water means one H here, another OH is here, because how many H here? Two. So one H and another OH. Suppose H and OH, what is the number? Okay, first tell what is the number of O here? 2. So give 2. 2O done. Okay, now what is the number of H? 4. So already 2H done here. Remain 2H here. So tell me what is the number of OH ion will form in that case? 2OH. So if in question paper this 2 is mentioned, so from this 2 you can predict the 2OH minus ion are present here. So that's why you can easily tell this base is a diacidic base. Why it is diacidic? Since here 2OH minus are there, that is why 2 water will form. Do you understand the concept? Since 2OH will form, so it is base. See how many H? 2. See, you have to give 2H here. Since here 2OH will form, so that's why it may be CaOH whole twice, see, 2OH. Do you understand? Here see how many OH? 1 OH, see, 1 water will form. Okay, so what is the another concept? The acidity of a base, first listen, then I will give the definition. Acidity of a base is the number of H plus ion. Here how many H, give focus here, how many H reacts with base? How many? 2, no? See, it is dibasic. Here how many H reacts with this? 1, no? See, 1 H. So it is monobasic. So sometime the acidity of a base can be represented with the help of the number of H atom. If 1 H atom, then monobasic. If 2OH atom, 2H atom, then dibasic. 1H atom, monobasic. 2H atom, dibasic. 3H atom, tribasic. Do you understand? So in simple word, generally we can tell the acidity of a base is the number of H plus ion of an acid that can be react with a base, produce salt and water. Do you understand? In book this simple definition is given, but this concept is not given in your book and you cannot get anywhere. This is the concept. So from the number of water, from the number of OH minus and H plus ion, you can predict the unknown base is monobasic or dibasic. Okay, so again, what is the definition? The acidity of a base is the number of H plus ion of an acid that can be react with number of H that can be react with a base to produce salt and water. So see the definition. So generally we can tell here 1OH, so monobasic, here 2OH, so dibasic, but sometime it can be represented by the number of H. If here 1H, so it must be react with 1OH. So here 1H means there must be 1OH, that's why monobasic. Here 2OH, so since there are 2OH minus, that's why 2 water will form. So sometimes see the acidity of a base is the number of H plus ion of an acid, H plus ion of an acid that can be react with a base to produce salt and water. You can use the word only if you want. Do you understand? You have to read in this way to clear the concept. Okay, in book, in a box, this definition and the previous definition all are given in single box, 5 to 6 line, but see, I discuss in this detail way. So previous discussion, this discussion, definition, this concept is important, not the definition. Definition you can memorize easily. Okay, so our next topic is first, type of a base. First type is C, same concept, monobasic acid. So I already told monobasic acid generally, what is the general definition? The number of, what is the definition of monobasic acid? If the number of first not definition, first give the example for you. Already you understand this definition. Suppose NaOH in aqueous, or I already told in molten, it cleavage to form what? This, no? So what is the number of OH minus here? 1, so monobasic. So what is the definition? The number of OH minus ion that produced from a base in molten or aqueous state is 1. If it is 1, then it is called monobasic. If it is 2, then dibasic. If it is 3, then tribasic. Do you understand? Okay. Okay, so first definition. You can write down the definition. Either you can give the example as first for your better understanding. With the help of this example, you can write down the definition. So, see, monobasic acid, it is a base that can produce 1 OH minus, that is hydroxyl ion. But remember, how many hydroxyl ion? 1 or 2? 1. But see, if you take 2 here, so how many Na? 2 Na. How many OH? 2 OH. So it is dibasic. 2 OH. Dibasic? Answer is no. Keeping in your mind, already I told, don't take more than 1 in the left hand side. Always 1. So don't take more than 1 in left hand side. So it is a base that can produce one OH minus ion. OH minus ion from where? Per molecule. Per molecule when dissolve in water or in where? Molten state. Molten state. So main word is one. Okay, example already given. First example. Second example, KOH. So in water or molten state, it is visible K and 1 OH. Do you understand? So this is the definition. Okay, you can choose NH₄OH also. So NH₄OH, NH4 plus and OH minus. So these three are example. Okay, so done. Now can you tell me the definition of dibasic acid? Okay, in case of dibasic acid, obviously we don't use these examples. We don't use these examples. It is for monobasic acid. So tell me, what is the definition of dibasic acid? It is a base that can produce, just change this word, 2 OH minus ion per molecule when dissolved in water or in molten state. Example, you can take calcium hydroxide. See, it is visible 2 OH. So in water or molten state, I already told, another number raised to the power Ca2 plus and 2 OH minus. You can take copper hydroxide, same, another number raised to the power copper 2 plus 2 OH minus. 2 OH because it is visible 2. So these are dibasic acid. Now same concept. What is the definition of tribasic acid? So instead of these 2, you can write 3. Okay, and our example is, see, aluminium hydroxide. Same here, water or molten, other number raised to the power, so aluminium 3 plus. How many OH visible here? 3 OH. Ferric hydroxide whole thrice, other number raised to the power, so Fe3 plus 3 OH minus. So these all are tribasic acid. Now I have a question. In definition it is written when dissolved in water. So first, what is tribasic acid? It is a base. Finally you have to dissolve in water. But if the base is insoluble, then it is a base. Finally, after writing this line, dissolve in water. If something or some base is insoluble in water, then what will happen? If anything is after watching this video, write down your self note, and I covered everything. You have to prepare self note. It is important. You have to prepare the self note after watching this video, followed by self note. Then you have not to read anything, videos, self note. If you want, then you can read your textbook one time. Anyone of the textbook you can read one time. Otherwise you don't require anything, any study material, any note, any xerox, anything. No, don't require videos, because in that YouTube channel I don't discuss anything based on suggestion. This is important for that year. No, that is completely based on the syllabus that provided by ICSE. So everything here based on your complete syllabus A to Z. And I discuss, see, I already told, whenever I discuss this concept, the acidity of the base, okay, so many concepts are there, but if you open your textbook, just in a single box, few lines are written. So in this YouTube channel, I discuss in between the lines in detailing. So after watching this video, expand your concept, write down your note, and if you want, you can read one time your textbook. Extra thing will not require. Now, so it is done. So my last question is, if it is insoluble, then what will happen? If something, suppose any base, suppose magnesium hydroxide, it is sparingly soluble, suppose it is insoluble, consider it is sparingly soluble, but consider it is insoluble, then you have to check the number of the removable OH minus ion. Okay, see here, suppose this magnesium displace 2OH minus ion by 2Cl. So what is the total number of the removable OH minus ion present here? 2, because chlorine displace this OH minus and enter with Mg. So here the number of removable OH minus is 2, number of removable OH minus ion is 2, so it is dibasic acid. So if it is any base, if dissolve in water, then you have to check, look at the board. Suppose now consider it is soluble, so other number raised to the power, so Mg2 plus, and how many OH minus? 2 OH minus. So if it is dissolved in water, then check the number of OH minus ion. If it is insoluble in water, then check number of the removable OH minus ion in the base. Here 2 OH removed, suppose here only 1 OH can remove and 1 OH removed by Cl. So see, previously it contained how many OH? 2. Now we have 1 removable or displaced by 1 Cl. So how many OH minus ion displaced by Cl1? So it is monobasic. Though 2 OH ion present, but if the 1 displaced by Cl, so it is monobasic. But if both this OH replaced by Cl, so it is dibasic. So it is for your concept, what is the case of the base if it is insoluble. In case of insoluble base, you have to check the number of displaceable OH minus ion. Displaceable OH minus ion by any other ion. Okay, done. So this is the complete concept. This is the complete concept of acidity of a base. On the same concept, we have the second type of definition, acidity of the base, and monobasic acid, dibasic acid, tribasic acid, and fourth and last concept is, if it is insoluble, then what is the procedure to check its acidity, monoacidic or diacidic or triacidic. Do you understand? Okay. Monoacidic, obviously monoacidic base, diacidic base, or triacidic base. In case of insoluble, if it is insoluble, then check the number of replaceable OH minus ion. Okay, done. In the next part, that is in part 11, we will discuss all the possible reactions of bases. What is called? What is the process to prepare of a base? So in the next part, we will learn about the preparation of a base. So prepare this video, then make yourself note and read and revise everything in the previous 9 videos are available for that chapter. Revise everything. I'll come with the part 11 in next day. Thank you.